I received a phone call, us being invited to bid for a musical entertainment project.
I was in my annual vacation in London. I still remember that moment when I was in a cab and I received a call from Saudi, and I was like, this is definitely a work call. So I picked up the phone. The client is there talking and giving us a high-level brief about wanting to create a festival in Saudi.
I've worked in plenty of very tight deadlines before, but it was never like at this massive scale.
It basically stated that the client intends to create a music festival. We had only 3 months from that call to deliver the project.
The client benchmark to actually delivering such a project was Tomorrowland and Burning Man. And that was too ambitious. Having that done in 3 months and in Riyadh, that's something else.
At first, the major emotions that took over me was nervousness, but at the same time, very exciting, as I wanted to see this transformational change that's going to happen.
Can you imagine the cultural shift that was about to happen?
The date we got an approval to go ahead with this was around between the 23rd and 29th of September. So imagine waking up on a call where you actually get information on you being involved in a match, which is a world champion match, and it's happening in 3 months, and you're gonna have to box a boxer who have been the world champion for some time. And with your experience of boxing, 3 months is just seems impossible to match a world champion. And then you actually get to accept this challenge and get into that training mode and get into the magnitude of expectations. It's overwhelming in the beginning, and it becomes overwhelming as you think about it more and more. But the decision was made. We moved from one level to another in 3 months, getting into a ring, winning even the crowd that was watching us actually build from ground zero all the way up to get the support we need.
We entered the hotel next to the site on the 29th of September. We literally didn't know where to start.
At that time, being approached with a golden opportunity to prove the capabilities of the power of experience design and the power of creating such experiences and uplifting an experience. It's not only an event that we're talking about over here.
The vision of the client was to build a huge, massive EDM festival in Saudi Arabia. But what we had in mind was also the vision of an experience, not only having an EDM festival, but also having the surroundings to be holistic.
The first time, yeah, basically when we were on the ride from the airport to the site, and suddenly the car stopped. It stopped in a desert, and I thought there was something something wrong with the car. And we went out the car and looked at the area. It was a desert. It was an unleveled ground of sands and dunes. That was exactly the location of the event.
With all of that, you get to associate all of the, fit partners and stakeholders into delivering such a project.
A lot of 22-hour days, and it's been, I don't think anybody will ever understand what went into the team and all the people involved in this, because it's been literally around the clock. I mean, time was the number one, and there's a lot of stakeholders, there's a lot of people involved, so just trying to get alignment and working across those in the time, because time doesn't allow alignment. So it's been incredibly challenging for everybody, but it's been an incredible international team, international creative people from all over. have pulled together to make it happen.
Having limited resources, given the time that Middle East is gonna happen on, which was at the peak of Riyadh Festival. Internationally, all the resources were booked because it also was happening during Christmas.
What we had to do was be super decisive and just list down all the people and contacts and resources that we have and put them into action. We had to pull every string from left, from the right, just to get them together and just to make this happen.
Things kept adding. So we had the F&B, retail, sales, security, marketing, PR, local and global.
We had to go through everything on full speed.
So if you look throughout the window, you see nothing happening on the site itself. Zero progress. The main stage design was not part of Midwam's deliverables within the project. By mid of November, client approached us, requesting us to showcase our capabilities when it comes to design stage.
Luckily, the guys on Belgium were on fire. They liked the adrenaline rush into this, the approach. They flew in within 48 hours.
With that visit, our partners went back to Belgium after 48 hours and they submitted a design, which basically fit exactly based on the brief, and the client loved it, and we moved on.
Following the client's approval of the main stage, we went to the construction company and gave them the design.
Yeah, initially the company that has been assigned to deliver this stage couldn't deliver in such time, honestly. And we understood the fact they couldn't deliver because of the involvement of their involvement of Riyadh season, the amount of work they're delivering, which is outstanding throughout the season, and the limited resources that was there. Hence, the other company that we had to get on board as requested by the client, because just going back on delivering the highest performing stage on the world was not an option.
Time is clicking. We're running out of time, and decision has to be made. I looked at Khalid, and I knew he was about to say something that was going to be a turning point, given what's happening. Logistically, things are getting harder and harder. At that point, he decided to basically ship everything to Riyadh. So with that, we decided to ship the main stage pallets. We decided as well to ship the tools required for the installing the main stage.
Now we're talking.
Flying over all the staff and the waiters that we're going to cater for the restaurants in Middle East. More than 150 people.
The hotel became our home, it became our lunch spot, it became our work, it became everything for us.
There was always a team awake
We were not all allowed to sleep at the same time.
to make sure things that are running at the same pace that is required to be done. Requests are being basically fulfilled, and any obstacles that we're facing are being eliminated.
We're sleeping 2-3 hours a day for like 3 months.
We had around 1,200 people on the ground working on multiple tasks to deliver the project.
At one point during one meeting, I just started feeling very dizzy, very nauseous, and everything around me just started to go black.
As soon as we knew that Jude went unconscious, we rushed her to the hospital as fast as possible.
That was when I realized that I've been working too much, that I've forgotten all about my health. My blood sugars were up the ceiling. And so I stayed at the ICU for 3 days. And during that time, the doctors really told me not to work, not to think about anything, just to relax and to get my blood sugars maintained again.
With Jude now at the hospital recovering, we had to push harder to get things back on track. 3 weeks until the festival starts, and we still do not have anything launched. People still do not know what is Middle Beast. So starting the media campaign by the end of November, it only left us with 3 weeks to promote and raise awareness about this huge festival happening in Saudi Arabia. So I remember as soon as we started rolling out the media campaign, people started to get really interested.
It was the time of the launch of the campaigns, and I would just open social media and find that memes were just circulating all over social media.
It was everywhere. It was overwhelming. You know, you see big buildings in Jeddah, in Riyadh, in Dammam, all of which had just huge screens talking about Middle Beast and the lineup that's going to happen. It was overwhelming. It was becoming real.
There was this meme that really was the highlight of my day, where it says that if you don't go to Middle Beast, if you don't go to the Middle East experience, your Upshare account will be deactivated until you do. So that really was the highlight of the day, of my day during my hospital stay.
We're now entering the main stage arena. Every major festival around the world, we've got experience and people in here doing work. This main arena is designed to contain about 55,000 attendees. It's big and it's bold, and that main stage that we've created is the biggest stage in the world right now.
Looking through the window at the day of the opening was an incredible scene. A month ago, it was just sand, and right now I'm looking at thousands of people getting ready to enter Middle Beast. That was an interesting moment.
Things are happening. We knew that it was going to happen. It was surreal.
I was excited. I was on my feet. I wanted to just run around.
That night, the people of Saudi Arabia were going to experience something they never experienced before, something that never happened in the whole region before.
Entering the venue for the first time during the event was one of the good moments. It just kept running through my mind what we had to go through to have this event up and running. I was just looking at people and how they were engaged, how they were basically connecting with everything that we designed for them.
The way the people looked, being happy, being fearless, not caring what's happening around them, and just enjoying the music, enjoying the different art performances, the food, the retail, everything was just in place.
So in only 3 months, we've accomplished the impossible and changed the game.